This universe is not just a stage. Every moment, every encounter, every emotion follows a law. We live within that flow, and now we begin to uncover its truth together. Welcome to the law of the universe, where your consciousness begins to awaken. The true calling of a welfare worker. Beyond service, towards self-growth and social responsibility. Question. I have recently started working as a welfare worker specializing in funeral services. In the process of studying what is necessary for this role, I came across a practice where unique jewelry is crafted using elements from a person's life, such as their hair or fingernails, as wedding or memorial items. In funeral services, it is also becoming common to create keepsake jewelry, using a small portion of the deceased's remains or sapphire-like materials. These keepsakes often include holograms or photos of the deceased, as well as artwork or written messages from the family, making them both beautiful and meaningful. Such memorial items are sometimes kept in private homes, and in other cases are used in religious contexts, like Buddhism, Christianity, or Catholicism, as a modern alternative to traditional spirit tablets. This trend seems to be growing. I would like to ask whether these practices are appropriate from the standpoint of a welfare worker, and what qualities and education are required for welfare workers moving forward. Response. The role of a welfare worker should not be narrowly viewed as just an occupation. Before anything else, we must understand the true essence of what it means to be a welfare worker. It is not simply someone who has obtained a certificate, but someone who offers meaningful support to vulnerable individuals in society, while also engaging in personal growth and self-reflection. Obtaining a certification does not automatically make one a capable welfare worker. The field is not just a workplace, but a place of deep learning, a place where one recognizes and addresses their own shortcomings. Unfortunately, many enter the field without understanding what they truly need to learn, leading to confusion and disillusionment. As a result, despite there being over 3 million certified welfare workers in Korea, a large number of them are struggling in their own lives. This is largely due to a lack of inner development. Welfare workers are meant to learn from those more vulnerable than themselves, those facing economic hardship or physical limitations. The purpose of working with these individuals is not just to help them, but to reflect on oneself and to discover a deeper purpose in life. Yet many become frustrated with the harsh realities of the job, expecting to be respected or appreciated simply because they're offering help. They may think, "Why don't they listen to me?" Or, "Why don't they thank me?" This mindset drifts away from the true nature of the profession. A genuine welfare worker continually asks, "Am I truly listening?" And, "Am I really contributing to society in a meaningful way?" In today's world, the trend of entering welfare work primarily to make money is dangerous. Welfare work must never be pursued for profit alone. True reward comes only when one has genuinely contributed to society. Divine providence rewards with absolute fairness, down to the smallest detail, based on the sincerity and integrity of one's actions. Furthermore, when welfare workers become involved in multi-level marketing or business schemes centered around profit, the pure purpose of welfare is compromised. For instance, creating jewelry from hair for commercial sale may begin with the intent of honoring the deceased, but if the focus shifts to financial gain, it strays from the core mission. Welfare workers should seek meaning and values from their work, not material benefit. Material wealth and social influence are entrusted by the divine as public responsibilities. Those who possess them must use them wisely, contributing higher quality thoughts and actions to the world. For example, if many citizens do not own a home, and I do, it implies that I am expected to carry a greater level of responsibility and awareness. Wealth is not truly mine, it is something entrusted to me on behalf of others. Conclusion. Welfare workers of the future should not merely be service providers or assistants. They must be individuals who constantly reflect on themselves, engage in learning, and carry out their societal responsibilities with sincerity and depth. To achieve this, specialized training is essential. Every day in the field should be approached as an opportunity for self-study and personal growth. Field journals and case studies are not just administrative tasks, they are invaluable records of one's journey of life and learning. In this way, welfare work becomes not just about serving others, but also about cultivating one's own humanity. What does it truly mean to be a welfare worker? A teaching from Master CHEON GONG, a welfare worker, is not simply someone who holds a certificate or performs tasks for others. At its core, being a welfare worker is a path of personal growth and spiritual study. It is about learning through helping others. 1. A welfare worker is a student of life. The true welfare worker is someone who grows through service. Working with people who are suffering, whether financially or physically, is a way to learn humility, compassion, and awareness. You're not just there to help others, you are sent there to study yourself through those encounters. 2. The field is not a job site, but a classroom. When you go out to the field, you're not just working. You're being given a chance to reflect on your own thoughts, emotions, and mindset. Many people don't realize this and instead become frustrated or discouraged. That's why even with millions of certified welfare workers, many still struggle in their own lives. It's because they miss the real purpose, inner growth. 3. You must not do welfare work just for money. If your goal is to make money, you will lose your way. True reward doesn't come from effort alone. It comes when your work genuinely helps society. The divine gives back exactly according to your sincerity. Not even 0.0 is off. When you serve with truth and care, reward will follow naturally. 4. Welfare should not become a business. Some people turn good intentions, like making memorial jewelry from hair or ashes, into commercial ventures. If these actions shift from meaning to profit, they lose their purity. A true welfare worker must focus on meaning, service, and responsibility, not business or sales. 5. Wealth is a responsibility given by the people. Any wealth or privilege you have is not truly yours. It is entrusted to you by society. That means you must live with greater thoughtfulness and responsibility. For example, if someone has no home and you own one, that doesn't make you superior. It means you must think and act with higher awareness than those who have less. In summary, a welfare worker is not just a helper, but a learner. Someone who studies their own heart through service. The field is a spiritual classroom, not just a job. Never work just for money. Serve sincerely, and rewards will come in time. Don't let welfare turn into a business. Keep your purpose clear. If you hold any wealth or position, use it to think and act with wisdom for others. And short story. Beneath the name tag, she found her heart. On the outskirts of Seoul, tucked away in an aging neighborhood awaiting redevelopment, stood a small nursing home called Silver Breeze. It wasn't fancy, but inside, a new welfare worker named Yoon Seo was just beginning her journey. At 29, Yoon Seo was a latecomer to the field. After drifting through various jobs and uncertainties, she finally earned her welfare worker certification and entered the world of care work. She carried with her a quiet sense of pride. At least I'm helping people now. That thought became her shield whenever doubt crept in, but reality quickly humbled her. Elderly residents rang their call bells dozens of times a day. Some yelled, others scolded her without warning. Just a few days ago, one woman had gripped Yoon Seo's arm tightly and snapped, "You don't know how to understand people. Don't pretend like you do." Yoon Seo felt misunderstood. "I'm trying so hard. What did I do wrong?" she often whispered to herself as tears welled up at night. One afternoon, she came across a printed notice on the staff bulletin board. Master CHEON Gong's lecture, The True Meaning of Welfare Work. With a mix of curiosity and skepticism, she attended. Sitting quietly in the back with nothing but a notebook, she heard something that struck her deeply. A welfare worker does not go to help others, they go to learn about themselves. The suffering person before you is your teacher. That night, for the first time, Yoon Seo opened a journal and wrote to herself, "What am I really trying to learn here?" A few days later, one of the residents passed away. She had been a quiet woman, rarely speaking. With no known family, a simple ceremony was arranged. Yoon Seo was asked to help coordinate a keepsake. "Can you contact the memorial service? They make jewelry from hair or ashes." She called a small company that created sapphire-like memorial gems, tiny crystal keepsakes with the deceased's photo or hologram inside. When the finished item arrived, Yoon Seo held it carefully in her hands. It shimmered in the light, but something felt missing. "Is this really the right way to remember her?" she murmured. She recalled something else Master CHEON Gong had said. "It's not the object that moves us, it's the sincerity within it." Moved by those words, Yoon Seo added a handwritten letter to the keepsake box. "Grandma, you must have been so lonely. I didn't always understand you, but I learned from you. You were my teacher, and I thank you." After that, something shifted. The residents still called out endlessly, and tempers still flared. But Yoon-seo no longer reacted with frustration. She had begun to see each encounter as a lesson. She listened more carefully, looked into their eyes longer, and asked herself more often, "Am I really listening? Am I offering true presence?" Over time, subtle changes occurred. The most difficult residents began to smile when she entered. Even her co-workers noticed the quiet strength in her demeanor. As spring arrived, another elderly resident passed away. Once again, Yoon-seo created a keepsake. The process was similar, but this time her heart held a deeper calm. She now understood. Being a welfare worker wasn't about giving. It was about growing. Each moment with another human being was a mirror into herself. One day, a new plaque appeared at the nursing home's front gate. Silver Breeze Nursing Home, a place where sincerity lives. Yoon-seo read it and silently whispered to herself, "Today again, I go not just to serve, but to learn who I truly am."